Well, Mason
Oh,
thinks
baby.
that it's
All right.
weird that we went jeans shopping together.
Yeah, why is that weird?
It
we
just
went-
sounded odd.
Well-
One, I didn't know you shopped for clothes.
Well,
You being Phil.
it had been a long time, and I needed jeans. Joey needed
Joey
jeans.
needed jeans desperately.
Yes, that's true, because he,
It was so
how
weird.
shall we say?
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Who here? I don't wear jeans.
No,
I don't do
they were
that.
painted
Listen,
on.
You
we
wear
went-
women's small
We went.
nylons. I don't know what those
Listen,
things were.
listen.
It looked like
I
they were.
wear.
It looked like they were painted on your legs.
They
I
were
wear
uncomfortable.
nothing but fashionable shorts.
Whatever.
Because I believe in that.
Hear me out. I needed jeans. I hadn't shopped for any in years, and Joey needed jeans.
You
so
both needed
Phil,
jeans.
we could have gone separately, but that's insane.
Yeah, it's not that insane. But,
Listen, I'm not going to apologize for clothes shopping with a good friend of mine so that we could have a nice style
My
together. I think that's a
self-esteem
nice thing to do.
was very high.
And we looked great and we feel great, and now it's time to do a great show.
Ah,
Shaka boom shaka. Having fun in the sun. Life's too short. Yeah, life's too short for pants.
Oh, yes! We're back! We're back, baby! We're back in the studio. It's been a little while. It is great to
it has
be
been
here.
1 month.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, it hasn't. But it's
2
been
weeks.
Yeah, sure. 2 or 3. It doesn't matter.
It has been 2 months.
2 years and 2 months.
It's been 2 years since we've done the show. When we're back
2
together
years ago.
in the
Feels like a month ago.
in the studio. Welcome to the Chubbies podcast, the greatest podcast of all time, teaching you how to build your shorts empire and live life in the fast lane. I'm your host, Joey Avery. We have a great show today. Phil, tell them how great it's going to be.
Today's show is the best
Stop
one.
that! Damn it! You stop it right
I got
there.
so close.
We do have a great crew today, and a great.
Are we almost done with this?
Yes.
Are we done
'cause
here?
I have a meeting.
We're
I got
almost done.
important shit
Great
to do.
podcast, guys.
And
will.
that'll do it. Play the music. Ba-da-bam-bam-bam.
To my left, we have content legend, surf dog, and juice aficionado, ripping beaches and juicing peaches. It's our juice drinking friend, Mace the Ace.
There were no
D.
insults
Robinson.
in there. That one was all
That's true.
complimentary.
Yeah, I know.
Threw
it's-
me off.
I thought it'd be nice. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, pleasure doing business
I
with you.
appreciate that.
Business podcast. We
Ah,
shake
yes.
hands.
We shake hands and we do business.
Yes, and also we have the snack munching thespian himself for the first time in 2 episodes. The doctor is in, which will be perfect for today's advice section. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the doctor, Phil Mills.
I have a medical license.
You have a medical condition. Stop burping. Please. Goodness.
You've got a belly problem.
Well done. You know what it is? It's this piping hot beer.
I'll have
This should be in a coffee mug.
Phil has arrived with his customary only guy on the podcast beer, and that's why he's burping, and will get weirder
First
as
of all,
the show goes
I
on.
will say I like Anchor Steam. It tastes better cold.
Just giving away free product
advertisement.
endorsement.
It's better cold.
Pay us later.
Okay.
Listen, it's 80-degree beer right now.
Oh, it's a hot tub.
It's piping hot. I feel like I should be holding a mug with 2 hands,
Blowing
blowing
into it.
gently into it as a little wisp of
Dropping ice
steam.
cubes.
like
Yeah,
a nice little barley tea.
yeah, like on a crisp fall day.
Beer tea.
Yeah,
That's good.
add a little bit of cream just to cool it down.
That's good. We've got a great show today. We've got bad monologue. Our millennial
bad.
zone is why are millennials the worst with money? We have an advice section. A lot of you all wrote in and asked for some advice, and we're going to give it to you.
We are
because
experts
We've got Dr.
Yeah.
Phil
at
here.
pretty much everything.
Anything
Yeah.
we say is correct.
Yep, we've got
If it's said on this podcast, it is 100% true.
That's correct. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
We've got a script
I've
read off.
never made a false statement.
Everybody
Yeah, Urban
knows.
Dictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough of that. Enough of that. Phil, did you miss us? We did 2 road shows. You were present for neither.
I know. I always
Um,
wondered, what are they doing?
What are
Yeah.
those guys
What are
doing?
they up to?
I saw
You never know
you.
what
You guys
doing.
look like you're in Florida.
Yep.
That's
Is that
correct.
right? You looked
That's
like
right.
it.
We were.
Yeah.
We were deeply in
Are
Florida.
they pretending to do work?
I sent Phil a picture in which everyone was working, but there were a couple of cocktails.
I
lying
saw
around.
them.
And Phil was like, "Only I can have the cocktails. I'm the beer guy. What is going on? Those are all my drinks. You're not allowed."
No, Mason sent me a picture, and it was clear what was going on.
Phil said, Tom is on the way.
Yeah. We did a shoot in Hawaii once, and we had been doing it was the Bahamas.
We were in the
Multiple
Bahamas.
shoots a day, and in the middle of one of our many shoots, there was a biblical downpour of rain, and so we obviously went inside, and the downpour continued. So we all ordered a drink, and then Tom arrived, and he
Unannounced.
concluded that that's what all we were doing was just sitting around
days.
drinking. He was so mad.
He still believes that.
I know.
Even though
Yeah.
he's seeing the content.
He made us like he was like, "Hey, just start shooting." He made us like get out the cameras. Let's
Take
think
the
of something we
camera
can
out in the
do.
rain.
Yeah,
Make
and we're
a
like,
funny video now. What are you doing down here?
funnier.
he was like, we don't have to. It's not like all these shoots have to be a party.
Which is also true. 'Cause
More
I'm
often than
exhausted.
not, though, I will say they're
they
weighted way more into the stress environment than the party environment.
But the only output is the party, so you don't
That's true.
see the stress. There's
Oh, right.
there's no
No, yeah.
photos and there's no joking about we were up
know.
at 6 a.m. and worked for 14 hours that day.
My older brother said once that he texted me and he was like, "It looks like, I know this is not what it's like, but it looks like your job is just nothing but a nonstop party." And he's like, I think what it just takes a lot of, he's like, I know it takes a lot of work for it to appear that way. And I was
Yeah.
like, yep.
Yeah.
I have to explain that to my friends a lot. They're like, "Well, you can just show up to work hungover." I'm like, "It's just as bad for what do you think I'm not? You think I'm just throwing darts at people? Like, what do you think I do?"
I know.
The
here?
thing is, yes, most people think that.
Yes,
And then they
that's
walk
right.
into an office and they're like, you guys have
We
like,
work
an
hard.
office and
We work
and
hard in here.
And I would say, I hate to burst your bubble, guys. I probably spend more time doing spreadsheets
Yeah.
than,
A lot of
you know.
computer time.
Doesn't mean you can't do them hammered.
Hello.
no, I'm-
Chug it.
I'm blacked out. You guys, I bet I spreadsheet better when I'm blacked out.
I have a controversial opinion. I think we should just become what everyone thinks we are. I'm done with it. I don't want to do any more data
Screw
analysis.
revenue.
Okay.
I'm done with it. Let's
Yeah.
feel it out. Let's
Shoot
have a
from
good
the hip.
time. And sometimes you gotta look like you're having fun to make some fun happen.
You know what's funny is we probably look like we were having less fun.
If we tried
If we just
put out-
actually had fun, because we would stop, we would forget to
wouldn't be
make it look.
posting.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, I haven't
No
heard from them for a
content.
while, and then you do one bad post. People are like, ugh.
And shout out to Mitchy Twitchy1 on Twitch. First time listening live. How about that?
wow.
Mitchy.
Mitchy.
And for everyone who is
You,
in,
sir.
Yeah, you, baby.
Or ma'am, I don't know.
Shoot it.
And for everyone who is in the chat, Devin is going to be modding for us. He's Chubby Shorts, so talk to him, have some good times.
Good
It
luck.
should be a very fun, big, exciting time in the Twitch
Yeah.
chat
It's
room.
a big, exciting time.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
what else do you guys want to talk about?
Oh.
It's Joey's bad monologue.
Oh, come on! I haven't even started yet! Oh, boo to you! Give me a
It
chance!
is so hot in here, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
Are you
losing-
kidding me?
I'm slowly
I would
losing
like
my
for
mind.
people listening to know that I think it's
it's 94
I think it's in the high 70s in here. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, the
I'm
hot beer is
sweating.
not helping you.
The hot beer is making me hotter.
Right.
No, no,
I
no.
just
Normally
had
you
a
have an
sip.
ice cold beer to cool you down.
Flip the script.
No, flip the script. It's really hot
worse.
out. Beer's hotter.
You
Yeah.
gotta test it.
Flip the
Try
script.
Try everything once.
You gotta raise the inner core, and then outside feels
Much
cooler,
colder. That's
right?
actually what I
Yeah,
should do.
that's
All right,
right.
I'm gonna pop this in the microwave. I'll be right back.
Put on a
Tight.
jacket.
Anyhow, Mike Tyson says he smokes about $40,000 of weed per month, which is a lot. But I wonder what that works out to an ounce of.
Lip burn.
One expensive ounce.
A man was hospitalized with a collapsed lung after a marathon karaoke session, proving that sometimes you should stop believing.
Ah.
Huh?
two
Come
for
on.
two.
What are the odds that he didn't sing that song at some point?
Zero.
If you're going
Zero.
Hey, how long was he singing for? We
I
got
don't
those
know.
dates?
I don't have that detail.
Guarantee he sung that.
I can get
Then
back to you on
I
that.
would be
detail.
willing to bet my
please,
next
yeah.
paycheck that he sang that song. Honestly.
Guarantee.
Have you ever
could you
done?
not?
Have you ever done a karaoke where someone has not sang that song? First of all, have you ever
No.
done a karaoke?
Oh yes, many a karaoke.
Oh,
I've
really?
done.
Yes.
What about you, Jobin?
Yes.
I did
yeah.
one
Yeah,
once.
He told a story
done
on
a
this
few.
podcast
Mhm.
about.
I wasn't listening.
Oh, right.
I did a karaoke once in 2004.
Oh,
Yeah.
back in the heyday.
Ah,
I
was-
sang a fish song. I sang like I was a guitar.
So good. They didn't have any fish in the book. They had no
Something
fish in the
jamming.
book. I was
Just
like,
do a jam band.
Can I talk to your manager?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't see any fish.
And the one that you would normally have, I needed the live version, which is way better. It's 24 minutes long.
Farmers in Australia were jailed for sneaking in Danish pig semen in shampoo bottles.
Wow.
Prompting a famous brand to change their slogan to "Maybe it's Maybelline. I hope to God it's just Maybelline."
Yeah, that's
That'll get you.
pretty gross.
Yeah, what are you
Pretty
doing
gross.
with that?
Wait. Can you read that headline to me one more time?
Pig semen and shampoo bottles.
Why?
Yes,
Why?
Danish.
Why not
Aus-
conditioner bottles is what you're thinking.
Why? No, what? First of all,
point.
why were they smuggling it? Why didn't they just bring it in?
I don't think you can
Oh,
have
just open it
Danish
up at the
pig
border.
semen in Australia.
Why not?
They don't like that.
Why can you have any
It's like a
pigs?
customs thing.
Is it?
Probably.
It's like you're not
know
allowed
you
to
can't
bring
take
in like
livestock.
a seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't say anything about pig semen.
Well, that's
They
a
can't
seed.
specify everything.
That could justify.
What's a list
of every of all the
So
things.
I can't bring Danish pigs, but what about pigs? Nah.
It's on the list.
Foiled again.
I'm just saying they should have just maybe a sandwich
Just
bag.
been open about it.
No, just a sandwich bag rolled
Oh,
up at the
sure.
top. You don't need a shampoo
It's
bottle.
ranch.
Yeah,
You know?
it's
What are they gonna do?
dressing.
DNA
Here.
test.
I'll show you the Hidden Valley.
Is that a pig genitals joke?
Plus a ranch joke,
Oh yeah,
which is good.
And pigs are on ranches, aren't they? Or
Yeah.
farms?
Uh-huh.
I guess they're not on
Yes.
ranches, are they?
Yep.
There's probably a pig on a ranch
Just a
somewhere.
bunch of.
No wonder
pig
Porky Pig
semen.
wasn't wearing pants.
Doesn't it have to be like refrigerated for it to stay good, or they just want it for recreational
Why are you
purposes?
so
Okay.
curious?
I
have
think
a
we've
lot of
covered. I
questions.
think we've covered the topic. A man has robbed 3 Delaware-based banks in 4 days. More like Della not aware.
Yeah.
Watch your money, son. That's pretty good.
Delaware, where'd all my money
I'd like
go?
to
Pretty
Take this
That's
opportunity
all the
to
Delaware citizens.
apologize
Delaware, my
on behalf
trust
of the
fund
Chubbies
go.
podcast for that joke.
Delaware, am I going to send my kids public school? Come on. What? What am I going to do now? I'm broke.
I like this character, Delaware guy who's broke but loves wordplay nonetheless. That's a good character. Well, man, if you thought Delaware was bad with their money, how about that millennial generation?
It's the Millennial Zone.
But first, let me take a selfie.
Is that my quinoa over there?
Turn it down,
That guy's like
Turn it down.
38.
guys.
Ew.
Way too loud.
Who is that?
Can we turn the F down now?
No.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, hell yeah. That's a fun
Can you
song to
turn
party
it
to.
the F down now?
No. So, today's topic, the question, as it was stated, is why are millennials the worst with money? Now, I have prepared some data on the topic, but it was actually the two of you,
Right.
I believe, plus Devin and Tom, who came up with that topic. So I was wondering if maybe one of you would introduce the logic here.
I think it was stated as a fact by Tom with no research behind it,
Uh-huh.
and we took it and ran.
But
Okay.
remember what we said. Everything in this podcast is true.
Right. No, I
That's
I
right.
am certain that it's true.
Once it's stated, it actually is true.
Yeah, and I think the rationales largely were outrageous experiences
Yeah.
and silly fashion. We're a reasonably priced fashion brand, but we're talking
Right.
like people waiting weeks.
Oh, I'm going
spend
to
$5
Burning
grand.
Man, so I'm gonna need a $10,000 leather top hat with
Right.
matching
Exactly.
steampunk goggles and a loincloth.
So
I
you
don't
could
think future- the
instead.
prior generations
dope
did that.
outfit.
No, I don't think they did.
You would look great.
Yeah,
And I would support that
That would look
purchase.
really good.
I mean, you're gonna do it for the
Get
gram.
some
Exactly.
custom shoes from a
Inevitably.
cobbler.
Because you've got you got $1,000 phone, you've got your $1,000 hat,
Yeah.
your tickets to the thing,
$2,000 Supreme T-shirt.
and then your travel to the event, your tickets, and you think, okay, you're spending $5,000.
Yeah.
You know, you could
You
instead of
could
doing that a few times a year,
put a
pay
down
off your
payment
debt.
on a
In a
house.
couple years, you'd have a down payment. But
Yeah.
no,
No.
Burning Man.
You need to put up a carousel
Yeah,
for
you-
you and your buddies
Otherwise-
at Burning Man
Yeah.
with your super cool sunglasses.
And then complain about, you know.
you're so dusty. You did too many drugs.
you have to get a dust shower.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think that's why we are the worst. And my vices are travel and weddings.
What do you think that you would save if you didn't do, let's say you went to like 3 weddings a year.
3 instead of 13.
Yeah, and then you traveled once or twice. Let's say once a
instead
year.
of
Once a year, you took your yearly
Oh
vacation.
my, $40,000 a year.
right?
On vacations?
I think I travel 2 to 5 times internationally a year, and I've done so for the past 5 years. And I'm usually spending.
You would
thousands of
own a house
dollars.
by now.
Yeah, I would be loaded.
But it'd be here. I want to go to Trinidad.
Yeah.
I would be not on this podcast. let me tell you
I
that.
have when I was living in New York, I was not great with money, and I didn't make a lot to begin with, but I was also bad with it. So
Yes.
I went to a lot of weddings back then, and what I did
They'll
was
bankrupt you, dude.
I went to my brother's wedding, which is the one where I broke my ribs stealing the boat.
Grand Theft Yachto.
Yeah,
Also coined a forever phrase.
that very night, I spent more money than I had. And I remember giving a bouncer
You told me this.
$100 for no reason. I was like, "Hey, take care of us, buddy." And that was like 90% of the money in my
And he's
checking
standing
account.
outside of the club.
And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
you want to sit on
Fine."
that curb?
Yeah.
It's yours.
I was like, it's my brother's getting married. Yeah, you know. And I had like $180, and I
Yeah.
gave him 100 of it.
Boom.
And then
That's like wedding ring level, like
Yeah.
more than what you're advised to spend proportionately on a wedding ring.
then I spent all the money on, instead of us getting cabs home or people taking their
Alcohol.
own cabs.
That's right.
I got us the limo with the
Yeah,
booze in it to drop
right.
us off by the thing so we could jump in the water and break our ribs. So what I did was I got home back to New York and I realized that I had no money, none.
Yeah.
And so I
Whoops, I have no money.
yeah. And
Do I need it?
rent was due, and so I was living with my buddy Sam. So I asked him if it would be okay if I slept on his floor while I Airbnb'd out my room,
Yep.
which
and
I
that's
did.
how you get it back.
I did it for 3 weeks straight.
Crafty.
I lived on Sam's floor while some random people from Europe lived in my bedroom.
And so, as can happen with the Millennial Zone, it's time for some actual fact finding.
Yes.
Which says
Ooh.
that this basic piece of conjecture that millennials are the worst with their money is false.
Dang it.
With a capital F.
But they haven't heard Phil's story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is true. They haven't
Think
heard
about that
Phil's
anecdote.
story.
Nobody asked me.
So there's definitely some financial issues with the millennial generation, but some statistics: nearly half own a home, 44% have higher education degrees, 60% are contributing to a retirement account, which is under what financial experts would say is good, but it is actually better than previous
Dude,
generations.
what was the first stat?
Nearly half own a home.
That's true. I thought
Yeah.
a third of us lived at home with our parents.
20. That was probably like 5 years ago. We're getting older, son.
true.
20, and those who
Millennials are
lived,
old now.
and those who lived at home with their parents were the ones most savings conscious generally. 28% have investment
Losers.
portfolios. So the stats are across the board not generally underperforming. There are obviously some issues that we face. A lot have student loan debt, medical bill debt, like things that
yeah.
are very hard to get out from under. Long-term debt is something that millennials have a lot of, but this is not particularly unique to our generation. So everyone likes talking about it because experience-based spending is supposedly high because we want to have the same clothes as our friends and influencers. We want to have the same experiences. But in general,
Do you think that we'd be better with our money if Instagram didn't exist?
Yes.
it's
Well, and Facebook and any other like whatever
and like your
platform might
neighbors and
replace
your
it.
friends that you hang out
Yeah.
with?
Only
And
Twitter.
society, like generally.
No, just like if you couldn't post,
I do think so. I think people do things specifically for the Instagram post.
then they spend things, they go
buy
places.
they buy tickets to experiences only
Yeah.
so they can post on Instagram about it.
We should create
might
a
not even
company
enjoy that
that'll.
experience.
I know they're too
They
busy
just need to get the
posting.
photo.
Yeah.
So there's Forbes pointed out a pretty good double standard, which I thought was interesting. That there's all these millennials is a great clickbait, like just to put in an
Yeah.
article. Millennials kill this and
I'll
that.
click that.
So they're like the double standard that millennials have killed all these industries. They killed the department store. They're killing golf. They're killing friggin' cheese.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
at the same time, so they're not spending money on these things, but then it's like, but they suck with their money. And it's like, it's hard to have it both ways. Millennials actually spend less on clothing, entertainment, and alcohol than the previous two generations.
Well, those things I was reading then
Buzzkill over
that
here.
those things are proportionally though cheaper than previous
But
generations.
when we do it, everyone knows about
Yeah.
it.
That's the thing that actually is true. Plus, I think people like to be all.
You got to show out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
like
stunt.
keeping up with the Joneses, the whole idea you want to have what your neighbor has, that's like global and it's on steroids now. And people are annoying trying to have a lot of experiences, but in general, the stats say it's okay.
Then we gotta go out tonight.
Let's get
You
it.
know?
Yeah.
What I'm
Couple of
hearing though
margs
is that
over
I
at
should own a
Applebee's.
house by now. and
Yeah.
I don't.
Or at least go to Applebee's and have a few.
Have a
dollar
fill night.
margaritas.
Yeah, have a fill night. Give a bouncer most of your money. Go on a
Yeah.
ship, yell Grand Theft Auto, and then
Slip,
notice that
fall.
maybe, just maybe, at some point in the future, you might be able to go to the Chubbies website and you might be able to spend some of that hard-earned saved money on a Grand Theft Auto T-shirt. I'm just
Foreshadowing
saying
much?
that. Are we under the fore tree? Because I'm getting some foreshadow.
There's a lot of shade.
Ooh.
The fort tree. It's too close.
I'm gonna buy
to
that.
it.
Well, yeah, don't say that.
That laugh. That's amazing.
It's got that fore bark.
Joey and the Four Tree. Yuck.
So there are definitely troubling financial indicators, but I think that it's important while everyone's ragging on millennials to note that a lot of them aren't actually even our generation's fault. A lot of millennials came into the workforce at the end of a recession, which can set you back for a very long period of time. I've been reading a lot of
is this guy?
financial articles today.
Yes.
Last
Seriously.
2 weeks just picking up stats.
I thought this was a business show.
This is
You're
a
not wrong.
No.
It's all a fucking joke.
You.
Nobody here knows anything about business. Okay? Cat's out of the bag, everybody. I hope you weren't counting on anything we've said.
Whoops.
Whoopsie daisy.
We made an oopsie.
We are stupid business people.
However many companies we've bankrupted, we're sorry. We won't be paying you back. You should have known.
I just the longer we've talked about this, the more I'm like, I think millennials get too much
You're
shit.
trying to
I'm
get
pro.
millennial
I'm
backs.
pro millennial.
I'm pro millennial too.
Got it.
We gotta be. We are millennials.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be
You don't want to
crazy.
be
The other thing is-
generationally self-loathing.
Against yourself.
The other thing that's funny is I
Gotta
think a
believe.
lot of the stuff that people think about millennials were things that were written and popularized 10 years ago.
That's right.
And we're all old now.
Also, everything on the internet is basically not true. So
That's true.
it's like,
Except for if it's this podcast.
except for that,
This podcast is the internet.
the
That's
beacon
right.
of hope for all media.
I
Yeah,
agree.
exactly.
That's what they call us.
One day.
Yep.
The Chubbies podcast.
Beacon of hope for,
all
media.
media.
Yep, that's what.
Podcast
New York
title.
Yeah. We went from a business podcast to a beacon of hope for all media. Well, not only are we a beacon of hope for all media, we are a beacon of hope for all people, especially those who come to us for advice, because this is our first ever advice section. How about that?
We put the vice in advice.
Play the bumper.
Don't have it.
Okay.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Giving advice. Hey, do you need something? Do you have a question and you want it answered? Because we will give it to you. It's the advice section coming now.
Wow, that was pretty good. It wasn't the worst.
Wasn't the
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
We'll edit it out.
It'll be like the advice.
The advice will be bad.
Yes.
Nope.
No, because we're freestyling, aren't we? I haven't
Oh,
seen
no,
it.
no.
Oh,
we
yeah,
are
no.
freestyling.
Definite
but,
freestyling.
but I think that the fact that we're here.
Mhm. Giving it our best shot. Is that what counts?
Yeah.
Alright,
We're
hit
giving
us.
it the whole whirl.
There's
Don't
your
call
first
us
piece
try.
of advice. Give it a shot.
Just
I don't know. Try it out. Or don't.
So,
Don't. I think the fear of failure is more important than success. So if you're going to try something, just
it's
don't.
a really interesting piece
Wait.
of advice.
Don't
Wait for
try
a
s-
prompt.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
the question?
in general,
First
though.
question from Rich Hoey. I'm a school teacher and I teach first grade.
Ooh.
What kind of facial hair should I grow and why?
The half beard.
Cattail.
Half
Oh.
beard.
I go
Okay.
cattail.
Mason.
What the hell is
Cattail,
that?
It starts here, okay? It comes down.
He's pointing at his
Oh,
sideburn.
yeah, it
He's
starts at
coming.
your sideburn, right? It comes down
Like a
your
chin strap?
strap, across the front of your chin, up, connects to your mustache,
Oh no.
comes back around the upper lip, and
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
quite connect back
Hold
to
on.
the chin strap.
Why for a first grade teacher?
Because cats are friendly animals. It reminds the children of their pets at home, and it puts them at ease.
Okay, I was going to say the half beard because you get the best of both worlds. You teach the class
What's the half beard?
just beard on half
Oh,
your
straight
face.
half. Just
So, depending on which way you're looking, you can teach a class with a beard
Yeah.
or without a beard.
you could be a sub one day. just look one direction all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to do a half beard.
And the substitutes, I feel like they have lower expectations.
They
so
only
if
have-
you
He's
come
not a
in-
substitute.
No, but I'm saying you play 2 characters now.
Oh.
You could.
You have the half beard, you could be like, hey,
Or if someone's
I'm
like,
Dr.
Oh,
Johnson,
so
I'm
he
here to
comes in, he's
sub."
like, guess I'm substituting. He's just
Yeah.
facing the other way
Face
the
one
whole time.
direction all
We're
day.
watching a movie today,
Exactly.
kids.
Good cop, bad cop.
Right.
That's
Or
actually really
good
good.
teacher, bad teacher.
That's really good. I'm gonna go with soul patch.
Oh, nice. Not
Because
pencil mustache.
I think the soul patch will be tough right now for the parents because they probably won't respect you at
Right.
this point, just
might.
where the soul patch is at this point in time. But style, facial hairstyle especially, is very cyclical.
It's got to come
So
back.
when those kids are of age, these first graders, when they hit 18,
Oh,
18 to
God.
25, and they're like, I'm going to be rad and cool,
Uh-huh.
it's going to be freaking soul patch time all over again. And they're going to look back at their first grade teacher and they're going to be like, that dude was way ahead of his time. He
Yeah.
had a patch, he had a bass guitar, he wore sweatbands around his wrists when he was teaching math. That
so
guy
you're-
rules.
So in 15 years, the soul patch will be back.
No doubt.
It's
Awesome.
a long play for the respect of the children.
That's exactly
15
right.
years from now.
Yes.
I think you have a lot of good advice here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting approach.
yeah.
Well, you got 3 very different answers.
Here's
so
the other thing you could go with is just
Go with
the
mine.
badly shaven face.
like
just a
gen-
wre- it's
like
a
this
wreck.
generally, or like,
No,
oh.
badly done.
He picks
Okay.
his spots.
Yeah,
Okay.
like spotty, like you've got little
Sure.
marks from where you've
And
cut
you never,
yourself.
you never explain.
Never explained. Just a horrible job.
Like you shaved with a fork.
Well, you shaved with a rusty shoehorn in the dark on a ship in the waves.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Just to scare the parents.
I don't know.
Right.
I mean,
Shake it up.
yeah, just to shake
It's
it up.
not illegal.
It's not illegal. I
Give it a
think
try.
you'll be remembered.
Uh-huh.
I think people will fear you a little bit.
That's what I was
You-
envisioning.
If you want people to do their work and that guy's like shaking and he's yelling at you and you know,
Principal's not going to make you.
principal's
stay
not
late.
going to step to you.
No.
He's
Just
like, you know what,
swing
go
on
home. I think you need to go home.
Don't come back. I won't care.
Devin has weighed in with a facial hairstyle that I don't recognize. He said the general, which it's the sideburns that
Oh.
goes straight to the stash.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
That's good, and especially if you're going to be teaching history, you're
Yeah.
just like they're like, "What was he like?" And you're like, "Take
Whether
a look,
you're in charge of
read him
a
and weep."
1870s artillery division or you are teaching first grade, you will
You know
gain
what I'd
respect.
like to see that I haven't is the general that has some length to it.
Oh, that's
but
dope.
no underbeard.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So it just hangs.
Like
Yeah.
one of those show dogs.
Has anybody done that?
I think that's probably someone in the 1800s has, and I would like to say that I feel like we've found the winner.
We agree.
That's
Mhm.
what you need to do.
Okay.
It's
there you have
it's going to take commitment. It'll take you like a solid year
Five.
to
5 years.
to
Yeah.
grow that
Because
out.
this thing has to hang past the chin.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you
Well,
it's
gotta
like a
have it
curtain.
even.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
curtain.
Eating would be such a chore.
part
You
it.
part it. Yes.
Yeah,
I'll have a chip, darling. You have to have a very loving, significant other. You
Yeah.
just, I'll have a chip. You have to change your speech.
I will have a chip,
I-
please.
One chip,
Part the curtain.
darling.
Feed me a chip, darling.
have a single pea?
I would like to have a pea.
You have to cut down your diet too.
Part the beard and deposit the pea in the hair hole.
Single units of food from now on.
Yeah.
A carrot.
One baby carrot in the hair hole.
That just screams respect from your peers.
Give me a cheese it.
One. Cheese it, please. Microwave to not too hot.
In
Mild.
particular, he doesn't want anything hot.
No.
He doesn't want anything hot.
One golden gram. On
It's
a
time for
platter.
dessert.
Yeah.
I would like a jelly bean.
Garnished with a parsley. Oh, we've done it. Have you jumped the shark?
Come on.
Oh.
Oh, what do we got?
What's up?
We have a
Oh,
yes. The background on Twitch is a man with a beard of bees.
All right.
A bee beard.
If
Damn
that
it.
counts, please.
Provoking
Oh
Phil.
man! All right, let's before this gets out of hand. That's incredible. Leave that up for as long as you can. Don.burn. What other lessons should I live by other than skies out, thighs out?
The louder, the better.
Okay.
Repeat your jokes.
Interesting.
Repetition is good. Also, always, the louder, the better. Think no matter where you are.
Uh-huh.
Give me one scenario where that's not true.
Funeral.
Bullshit.
Okay. Good point.
How is yeah?
Good counterpoint.
This is actually it's happening right now. It's
No, but
working.
think about it. If it's a funeral and you're the loudest guy,
Yeah.
what are people gonna think?
That guy was close. He was close to him.
Exactly.
He's close.
And then you get
He's
that
close
funeral
to it.
swag.
You put that on the gram.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
You might get a couple
You're applying for a bank
followers.
loan
Ever heard of
yeah.
clout?
Or-
How do you think you get it?
or robbing a bank. Normally, you whisper to the teller
Right.
and you say, "Put all the money." You just scream it, and they
Yeah.
go, "Geez."
Give me the money.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta listen to this guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about. But with job interview would be a great one. Right?
That's
Just
true.
come over the top.
My biggest weakness.
Yeah.
I'm not loud.
I'm a
enough.
wallflower. I'm a
As
wallflower.
loud as I can scream.
I'm a wallflower.
I don't like attention.
Yeah. I'm a pretty nervous guy.
I do one weird thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good thing to live by.
that's good.
I'm trying to think of a better one.
From a serious tack, I love the
he's
just
so
like
serious
from a,
today.
just get this bread. Just wake up
What does that
and just
mean?
get that bread.
that cheddar, baby.
Get out, just get out of bed and be like,
I mean,
I'm
sounds
gonna
delicious.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
get today.
Collect that change.
I'm going to get today.
You know what?
Mhm.
And
I'm
you do
gonna
that with kindness. You do that with respect. You're not an asshole.
You know what?
But you're a furnace, and but all you cook is bread.
I'm gonna
You
flip
don't
that.
even-
I think that you say, "I'm gonna give today," and this guy's a selfish piece of shit. And you get
Oh,
out of bed and
yeah?
you say, "I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give today. I'm gonna see who needs something from
See,
who."
but I don't think getting is about taking. I
No.
think that a generous spirit can come from the
I do like that
from the
energy
ideology of
that
like
you
let's
just
go.
Went off on though. Was it?
Yeah.
That was almost like
let's
Tony
go.
Robbins-y.
No, I say, I want you to give today. I want you to think, what do I have to give? What can I give from myself to you? You need to
Yeah.
look outside of yourself. Look outside of yourself. There's a world out there. We get caught up in our phones. We get caught up in ourselves, thinking about me. What can I do? What can I do for you? What do you need? What can I reach across and hold your hand and pull you up next to me?
All right.
I
That's
can't,
good. I
can't
like
compete
this.
with that guy.
No. It's a new
This
character.
advice is really going
You could have
well.
a career.
Yeah.
Because you don't really have to say anything.
No, you just
More than what you said.
Yeah.
That's true.
It
That's
came
You
from
could you could make the same argument for what I was gonna say just as passionately, and
Yeah.
you'd kill it.
maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
not your voice.
Went from
Everyone
a
has a
lot-
voice.
a lot of self-confidence.
You know what though? I'm gonna start moonlighting at the at like the local residence inn like
Did you ever
conference
do the
room.
spoken word challenge?
I
Is
don't
that
even know
just-
what that is.
We did it. I did it. Joey did it. Kelvin did it. You got off the hook. You would
Oh,
do a very good
Oh,
spoken
I was
word.
moderating it.
Yeah, we got to do
Yeah.
that again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that again.
That's a good
we could
spoken
do that
word
again.
energy you had there.
That is a good spoken. I'm sweating a lot now.
All right. Do you have anything to add, or should we move on to the next one? Because we've got two more.
All right, let's
To
keep
live
going.
by,
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm going to make one up, which is always look
Both ways.
before
You cross your butt.
zipping your fly.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
The ramifications of
If you
not.
zip up your
Boys
genitals.
and girls.
Yeah. that
Girls zipping
sucks,
up their
right?
genitals.
You don't want to zip anything.
Anything in that
And
zipper.
nothing in that zipper.
It's
You
gonna
want
hurt.
Nothing.
Oh, that's true.
Nothing
Yeah.
should go in that
It
zipper.
pinches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
And sometimes it hurts just as much to unzip once it's
Oh,
jammed in
yeah,
there.
It's a bad
Yeah,
sitch.
That's true.
You're like, I gotta do it now.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You're not gonna keep. You can't power through.
No, just
Gotta
keep going
find a
up.
way.
That is true.
We're good.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna
I'm just gonna cut it
push
off.
through.
Yeah, just push through. We're going all the way up.
I mean,
And all right, I do want to thank everyone who wrote in. We had
great
many,
responses.
many responses, and not only were many of them interesting and awesome, a lot of them made me laugh.
Yeah,
that-
some of them are pretty funny.
Some so much
What,
so
you
that I
saw all
can't
of them?
share them.
Yeah,
Oh,
a couple
yeah,
are kind of
yeah,
not
like
really sure.
Really funny stuff that I
Yeah.
can't, approve as a brand
Right.
guy.
Yeah,
but
we are.
I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, it's true.
We've got a new background on
Good.
Twitch. And it is what is it?
Is
It's
it planking?
Oh, it's Phil.
Yeah.
It is Phil planking on the studio floor, looking quite ridiculous.
that's awesome.
The Twitch chat wanted the next background to be a weird picture of Phil. They wanted to expose Phil, and they've gotten their wish.
Well,
They've gotten
I
their
can
wish,
explain.
And I should mention, if you are listening after the fact, you can go to
funny.
twitch.tv/chubbyshorts and find some of these sweet backdrops. But moving on from S_A_K, these are all on Instagram. How?
Sack.
Oh, actually, yeah.
You got us, dude. Got it.
Sack lunch.
They say.
God, nom, 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 nom.
How do I pretend to enjoy my significant other's friends when they annoy the crap out of me?
Be louder.
Great question.
Be loud. That's a really good question. Now,
Yeah.
I have no experience in this because I love all of everyone that I've ever dated's friends.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't.
Nope.
Yeah, Phil, why don't you lead us off?
Is the question how do I ignore or how do I put up with?
How do I pretend to enjoy when they annoy?
What
What
about
you-
smile and nod?
I was gonna say, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Curl up the sides of your mouth
Or you
and
can, like,
squint your eyes.
You can tape if you use
Oh, that's-
if you use invisible, you know.
Yeah.
That is
You
amazing.
tape the corners of
That
your
requires no effort
Yeah.
mouth
after.
around your ears.
Uh-huh.
You just yank them back,
Yeah,
and you tape your eyes open.
yeah.
Yeah,
and then
there's
Done.
you put a spring on the back of your neck.
yeah.
Once you get it going.
Yep. And then you're pumping. Now another
And
angle.
then you just take a nap and let your body do all the work while your head's jostling back and forth.
And they're like, this guy loves
And there's
us.
drool coming out of your mouth because you can't swallow your own
You can't
spit.
stop laughing.
And another angle is you grow out.
I have the best mental image of that.
Yeah.
Just insane.
Yeah.
Also,
boy
give-
Everyone's like, that
really
guy's
like
great.
this.
Yeah.
Also, every time you see them, give them cash. Just show up with cash. Like, here's some money.
Yeah. And be like,
Carry
is
around
that going to be
some
enough? You can go ahead.
If you do that to people, they're not going to think you hate them.
They're not gonna
If I
think-
came
No.
up to you and I just give you a fistful of money,
Yeah.
I didn't even say anything. Here you
Boy,
go.
that Phil likes me.
That
Yeah.
guy's cool and he likes me.
Compliment their body parts,
Oh. My God.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Ears. Like
especially
that
while
kind
you've
of,
got your mouth taped open.
like your ears.
There's a lot of. It'll sound kind of funny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I love your elbow.
Nice butt.
Okay.
While you're handing them money.
Yes.
There you go. You combine those three things.
Devin
gold.
says, Phil did all of these things to my girlfriend.
Is that why I'm not invited over anymore?
Here's some money.
Here's some
I'm
money.
gonna go sit on the couch.
Watching this with the Phil backdrop is really. I was gonna say you grow that facial hair from part one,
Yeah.
the long general, and you hide the face. You can ask him to feed you food.
Yeah. It is also a mask of your lower
Yeah.
half.
Oh,
so
dude, a mask of your own face.
that's good.
Yep.
Or a tattoo of your own face, smiling.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah, that's good. And if you can't do any of those things, just get an ally. You know what I mean?
On
Just
this-
in-
on the side of her friend.
You find
His or
one
her friend.
friend that you like,
Yeah.
and then you just burrow in there.
Yeah, get
you
in
get real
deep.
close with that friend,
Too
and then you
close.
just the
Right.
second you walk in,
Too
you
many
go, okay, I got
compliments.
1 or 2, 3, and then you burrow in there.
Yeah, I think 1 out of a few is actually a pretty good ratio.
That's really all
That's
that
Hall
you.
You
of
take
Fame
any
bag
random group
average.
of people, you're not going to like all of them.
Yeah.
I don't like the two of you.
I used to like one of you guys. I won't say which.
I don't
Just
even
kidding.
remember. It was a
I
long
I can't remember
time
what
ago.
What did
You
you?
guys are the best.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sweating
I'm
so
glad
I know.
laughed
I'm
so
so
hard.
sweaty right now.
That
I'm
was
going to be
insane.
embarrassed to stand up.
It's a good thing I'm gonna put this shirt back on the rack.
It's going to smell like a raw onion.
I should wash it. I got it buttoned all the way up, trying to be cool. It's just a heat trap.
Yeah, that's tough. We have from Miss Inan 1. What does your creative process look like when coming up with shorts names? It's a
Spray
little-
and
a little
pray.
It's a
BTS.
mess.
Yeah.
It's a
May sound like we're
mess.
joking, but spray and pray is the general idea.
In fact, we have to name so many things that
So many.
we blow it
Yeah.
sometimes.
Give him Grant's worst.
I will blame this one firmly on Grant. But here's the funny thing. All right. Well, first I'll just tell you what he named the product. And this went live. This went through. It was on the tags. It was
You
on
can
the website.
buy it. Yeah.
It was called it was a shirt. It was a blue shirt, and it was called the "You're My Shirt Boy Blue."
I remember that.
You're my shirt boy. Blue.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be
that
like, you're my
stinks.
boy, Blue.
Right.
And he was like, you know, it's a good idea.
Just put the word "shirt."
You're
in
my
somewhere,
shirt
somewhere.
boy,
in-
Blue.
Insert
Yeah.
it into that phrase where it won't make sense.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just anywhere. And
It-
stick with it and defend it. to
Well, that's
this
the thing
day.
is he didn't have to defend it. He could have said, "Look,
I
I
made a
named
mistake."
800 products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would been
I
doing
was
it for hours."
I was just as surprised to see that as
Yeah.
you.
I don't know
which
what
happens.
I'm saying
Might have been
anymore.
a typo.
Yeah.
But he stood by it.
Yeah. You insist like
He was
that
like,
makes
everybody
sense.
loves old
It's
school.
like, you know the quote, and the color of the shirt is blue.
We're
You're
like-
my shirt boy, blue. What don't you get?
I was like, oh.
The words in
So
that
yeah,
order?
so we sometimes we drop the ball. Sometimes
The other
we.
one I hate is the patterny doodah.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
That's on the site now, probably because no one will buy it because it's named the patterny doodah.
What is it? What is it?
It's a patterny
It's a shirt
doodah.
It's like a plaid shirt.
Oh.
It's like a shirt with what I
Well,
guess
when you
is a
name
pattern.
like 9
When-
plaid
yeah.
shirts in a row, you're like, okay, hold on, my mind is slowly unraveling. Let me think of something from my childhood.
It's like 4 people naming 900 products several times a year.
And then you don't really know which gets picked.
And also sometimes you're naming things that you don't get to see.
Oh yeah,
You're,
a lot
you're
of times.
naming something where it just says plaid shirt with blue in it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay,
Here we go.
patterny blue. And then you move on because you've got 30 minutes, which means you have to average naming like 4 things every 10 seconds.
But I will say, when it's good, it's great.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a company that has better product names than
No,
us when we hit.
no
Well, that-
They're
I think
not even close.
The
Nobody
moral of
even
the
tries
story
to.
is shoot or
Yeah.
shoot. I think you go for it.
Yeah.
And you're not always going to miss. I mean, you're always going to hit. You're going to miss a lot.
85% of the names are value additive.
Oh,
They're
yes.
great.
Dude,
They're
th-
clever, they're
there's a
funny.
golf shirt called the Drawshank Redemption.
So good.
That's an incredible.
I've always loved the
It's
shirt
really
that has
good.
macaws on it. That's called the Dude Wears Macaw.
fantastic.
really good,
right?
yeah.
It's quality stuff
Yeah.
right here.
Even like ones that we now consider classic, the One Man Wolf Pack. That's a great name for a
Great
shirt.
reference. See,
Yeah.
that's Grant. If you're listening, that's how you use a movie reference. Product title.
Yeah. But he very well may have named that, for all I know. Well, I don't know. He may
don't
have. Oh, well,
I'll give it to him.
Grant, you named it.
Good
Let's
job,
just
Grant.
give it to him.
No, I think it was
We should find. Oh, interesting.
My naming claim to fame is the Ath Lounger.
good, dude.
Oh, that was.
There
Wait,
was-
that's
yeah.
a thing that people. That's like a.
No,
Industry
athleisure.
term.
Athleisure is.
Oh my! There's a photo of Grant as our backdrop right now. Young Grant, squirt gun Grant, shooting as a shooter shoots.
A young squirt.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Young Grant squirting away.
The,
Squirt, squirt.
Cacanators.
Is that you?
Right here.
Nice job.
Top selling prod.
All right, well, let's move on. And quick shout out to C_Edlund. It's his birthday, but now it's time for Mr. Instagram guy.
Joey will send you a private video later.
Very private.
I promise.
Do not screen record.
Yeah, don't.
We've been burned, but
No
I've been
screen
burned
recording.
before.
I'm sick of that. I
I'm
didn't know
just
that was
gonna
a feature.
Yes.
I'm just
They're
saying
supposed
now.
to delete themselves.
Yeah, don't record it,
Snapchat.
or I'm not going to send them anymore.
Anymore. Everyone who's asking,
Yeah.
I'll continue
All
to
right,
do it.
so
but
just don't record it, and you're going to get it.
fair is fair.
Watch it with the sound on.
Honor rule here.
Yeah.
It's a gentleman's game.
He's been doing sit-ups for this very thing.
And by the way, quick question before we move on to the next thing. Twitch, if you ever want to name some products, let Devin know, and maybe we can do a stream later on where you get to name stuff.
Yeah, we're
Love it.
definitely
We could do a
going to.
naming stream, and you could help name some of the products. You could be involved in the action, and you could try your hand, and maybe you'll have a
And if we
stroke of
choose
inspiration.
the
like
name that you came up with,
$7 grand.
you get them for free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah, that seems
lot of
fair.
If you
Right.
name it, if you name a shirt and when we use your name, you definitely
it
get
for
it for
But
free.
free.
whereas
Look at
my
that.
shirt boy blue is taken, so
That's
remember
true.
that.
Don't try that
Don't
one.
try that.
You're my shirt boy pink, also a bad idea.
So from bad writing to good writing.
The Chubbies script read off.
You like my script? I'm excited for this one. This is, I think, the first time that I have been in the dark.
I like how he keeps writing after screaming. He screams it like mid-sentence.
He's in the midst, dude.
Yeah.
He's in the zone. Have you ever heard of a flow state, brother?
I heard it on the grapevine.
I heard it through the grapevine.
Okay, this will be funny, I think.
Okay, I want to go first because mine's shorter than yours.
I
just
want
wanna
you
say
to
that.
go first because what I'm going to try to pick up from you is I feel like you're going to impersonate this well.
I'll do to the tone. Do we have
Yeah.
any? Do we? We don't have ambient though, which sucks. 'Cause he doesn't know what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
mean, I
not
could,
a lot of. I mean, you could do like.
Yeah, you'll
it's,
find out.
It's not going to.
We'll add it in post.
Post.
Yeah. So when you guys hear this on the podcast, there will be ambient.
Is that a B, Devin? What is that?
yeah, he's added a B.
As smart. All right. Am I going to begin now?
Yes.
Okay.
Should we set the? Well, we should set the scene, I think.
Yeah. Let's set the
a
scene.
little bit.
We might as well.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, this is a court ruling
Oh,
against Joey Avery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That was the entirety of the parameters.
No. Oh, no.
Yeah, so we are judges issuing
Good luck.
the ruling.
Case number 72107, now proceeding with reference to the state of California versus Joey Avery. The court will now rule on the following charges. Mr. Avery, may you please rise. You stand accused of the following: engaging in disingenuous behavior and deceitful practices by leading your coworkers to believe you are a successful comedian. Being unlawfully obscene by wearing revealingly tight jeans in public. Alienating and enraging podcast listeners by telling jokes of an indecent and salacious nature. Destruction of public property by irreversibly clogging multiple company toilets with oversized fecal matter. Causing pain and suffering on the majority of the podcast listeners by bellowing his jokes at an inhumane volume. You have been guilty on all accounts by a jury of your peers, and the court recommends that you be remanded to the nearest full porta-john, which will be locked from the outside, left in the sun for a few days, and then pushed down Lombard Street. May God have mercy on your soul.
That's really good.
The Chubbies podcast lawyer added, "Oh, he is accused of bad comedy. I can't ethically take that case because I know he is guilty."
That guy rules. Where is that guy? I get him on the
He's
show.
in the Twitch. I think he's in
Funny.
Florida.
Where are you?
Oh, we were
He's in
just
Florida, I believe.
Oh, we're in Florida.
Florida. You know what's really funny is how similar these are. And we didn't talk at all before this.
That's
how true.
That's because you only got like 2 things.
4.
4.
Case.
Double it.
I just added this.
Oh, dude, the lawyers in Kissimmee.
Shut
That
up.
can't be
seriously?
true. You had your chance, buddy. You could have locked me
I don't
up.
think we get. Yeah,
could've
that's
locked me
true.
up.
He was.
You could have served
Eat
him the
it.
papers.
Yeah, taste it, law boy.
Yeah.
Please don't come to the office. I guess you can figure out where I am and live. Case number 696969.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Sex.
It's on. How did you do that so fast? Wow, that was good. You didn't give me much of a persona, so this is just my voice.
I just went with like kind
Old
of.
judge, man.
Yeah.
Commencing on August 14th in regards to the people versus Joseph Avery, I have researched an extraordinary series of disclosures regarding the conduct of the defendant, Mr. Joseph Avery. The court finds that for the purposes of the entry of issuing the restraining order the people so wish to enforce against Joseph Avery, that the restraining order should and will be thoroughly enforced on account of the following. On the charge of failure to be funny, with any semblance of regularity or reliability, the court finds Mr. Avery guilty. On the charge of indecent exposure, the court finds Mr. Avery very, very guilty and urges Mr. Avery to stop buying women's jeans.
Oh, we have the same one.
On the charge of unnecessary commitment to a bad haircut, guilty. Court would like Mr. Avery to know we get it. You're very hip, or whatever it is you are going for. On the charge of creating a comedy career built upon a foundation of lowbrow potty jokes, not guilty. Defendant must first have a comedy career. I believe I have the authority to enforce this restraining order in these circumstances, fully supported by pertinent cases, including United States v. Brang the Red, United States v. Montgomery the Flatulent, and, of course, Mills v. the Snack Industry.
The snack industry.
Joey Avery, you are so sentenced to go to hell and stay there.
God, we lost a lot of viewers during that segment, but you guys did.
Frick! Why?
Because you guys suck and I kick ass. The people spoke.
That seemed pretty funny.
Oh, no, it was good. It was well done. It was well done, boys.
Thanks.
Very similar jokes, though.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. The exact same coverage.
Take a hint.
All right, so real quick, our final segment of the day is Urban Dictionary, Part 2. We're going to rifle through a few, and you're going to see what you think they mean. Phil already saw the first one, so Mason, what does GG stand for?
Golden Gate.
Hope
Urban
that is-
Dictionary.
Yeah, Urban Dictionary SF edition.
That's so hip.
Come on, dude.
Okay, let me try again. Great gong.
correct.
Yes, great gong. No, it's a good game.
Wait, what? That's not. I was trying to think of something like.
I know.
A little bit
Some of
dirty.
these are right here.
Okay.
There you go. Great gong was wrong.
We're going to speed round them. Settler.
Settler.
Yeah, settler.
Someone who settles because they
no,
can do better.
One, when you're getting it on. And you are the wingman and you.
I see.
No, this is appropriate.
The one
I'm gonna
who
stop myself.
takes one
Jumps
for
on
the
the-
team.
yeah.
Yes. You're both. I mean, this is kind of like basic round. This is the better half in a relationship. Here's one: death drop.
That is when you die and fall down
Yes.
because you can't stand any. Is that not right?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Death drop is when you have a six-pack and the bottom falls out and all of the 6 beers explode.
I think it is when the beat drops and then you do that move on the dance floor where you hold, and then you
dab
stick your
right on the
stick your
drop.
butt in the air.
Phil actually was the closest. It's a type of dance when a dancer dramatically falls backward into a struck pose on the ground, usually
know.
to end a dance.
I do that.
Did you
I
just
know.
nail that?
That's good. That's good.
was
That's what I
great.
do when I'm at the clubs.
You stick your butt in the air.
This
I
is
hand
like
$100 to a bouncer and I death drop. Break my rib on the floor. Ow, 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 ow.
Writhe in pain.
Yeah, call the ambulance.
Call it.
I'm going to give 2 more. This one is pretty common now. Spill the tea, Phil.
That's when you tell the truth that you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's like share the gossip.
gossiping.
I hate that phrase. Like
No,
if someone's like,
I
I'm
like
gonna
it.
spill the tea, I'm like,
Why
I don't
not
want
the-
you to.
what
Clean it
happened?
up. Clean up that tea.
What about the fucking beans? What was wrong with the beans?
I agree. I'm down with
I'm
spilling
much
the beans.
more of a
Yeah.
beans guy.
I'm
I'm
a
a beans
big
guy.
beans guy.
Big beans guy.
Huge
As I
beans
heard
guy.
that
I think
phrase
it's an insult to the beans themselves and to
Yeah.
the people who grow beans.
to all the bean growers.
Maybe if you're English, then the tea one works. But I'm an
Maybe.
American.
Maybe. It's still a stretch.
That's
for
still a stretch.
Devin,
I'm not leaking
Frijoles
tea
for
anywhere.
life.
Devin said his favorite is I'll set the table if you bring the dish.
Oh,
That's very good. That's
Dev-
very good. I like that.
Also, Devin brought up dragged, which is a good one. I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Getting
Which is an
dragged.
old one.
Yeah.
We found out.
Okay. Ooh, this is a fun one. Situationship.
Oh.
That's when like some shit's going down.
Okay.
No. That is when there is a situation on a ship. You as a sailor should know.
Mm.
But for example, there's a fire in the port side.
That's a situation
lanyard.
boat.
that phrase.
Yeah. You got it wrong.
Shit.
It's when somebody all of a sudden there's some shit going down.
Yeah.
And you're like, and you get like, oh.
That's a situation shit.
Yeah. What did you say?
We're talking about situation ships.
Oh.
Oh.
So before I read the answer, if you want to enter the raffle on Twitch, use !shorts. Do it now because that's going to happen in like 2 minutes. So get in there. And a situation ship is when there is no title in a relationship.
Yeah, I think we all knew that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I thought you meant.
You
I thought you were
just-
going for something a little bit more esoteric. But yeah,
Right,
If you
no.
death drop at the club, you're going to be in a lot of situation ships.
I know. That's
I'm not going to commit.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Turns out I'm a bit of a hot commode. What? What, Phil? How
nothing.
dare you?
Do you remember when you thought you heard something on the podcast and there was nothing there?
Yeah, and I remember reviewing the tape, and you sandbagged me. You game showed me,
I
is what you
did.
did, and you played it off very well. And Tom was out to lunch, and he didn't know how to actually arbitrate that correctly.
Yep. That was great.
So you won.
I did.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Played it.
All right, so Devin, real quick, why don't you let us know who you think won the script read-off? Give us your answer to that, and then we will read the raffle winner and land this damn plane.
Yeah.
I'll
He
give you
gives
the
it to
nod.
Mason because he was surprised how good it was.
That's like the kid who gets the A because he normally gets Fs, but
Yeah.
he did a job that he really should have gotten a C for.
Ta-da.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just like to go on the record that if you normally get A's and then you do something they do, like an A minus, you shouldn't get an F.
I also like being like, hey, you won because you suck. So
Yeah.
That's
good.
kind of good.
That's like the old most improved prize.
Get that dub, baby.
Most improved. You got to get that dub.
Yeah,
Everyone's a winner.
Or loser.
All right, Devin, you hit that raffle button. Let's land this plane. What?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Now you can't sue me.
Oh, the Chubby's lawyer, the Chubby's pod lawyer won? Oh, look
That's
at that.
amazing.
That should appease him.
Yeah.
That should keep him at bay for a little bit before he calls on the legal
I wonder if it's a
dogs.
conflict of interest.
Nope. And it's not a bribe, and it's not anything
What
else.
does he win?
We're all lawyers.
$75?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Stop saying that.
I love that. It's a fun amount. It's
There it is,
exciting.
and there it just happened again. This was Phil Mace. Do you have anything else? Any final words of business or advice?
Be a lady tonight.
Keep going.
So, and the words to the song.
Okay.
Shaka boom, shaka rock, having fun in the sun. Life's too short when your work is done. Life's too short when the weekend comes. Life's too short, yeah, life's too short for pants. When you're number one, life's too short when you're making a pun. Life's too short when you're boobily dee. Life's too short, yeah, life's too short for pants. Everybody, life's too short, yeah, life's too short for pants. Life's too short, yeah, life's too short for pants.
When dreaming, I'm guided to another world, time and time again.